Good evening, wool gatherers. Welcome to the 116th episode of Wanderings and Wool Gathering. On tonight's episode, we shift gears a bit. We normally are an album podcast, but tonight we're going to discuss a bunch of recent releases from Joji, Project Renegade, Fire from the Gods, Flogging Molly, Dermot Kennedy, and the Stas Lenin Band. And after that, we're going to scratch our comic book itch and discuss Sandman number 9. If you like what you see and hear tonight, subscribe and leave a comment. Feel free to share with your friends. Joining me, as always, is the handsome one himself, Mr. Metalhead Mundy.
Step inside into his mind. It's boy band time. It's
Metalhead Mundy.
There he is.
Definitely the most handsome one in that picture for sure.
Oh, well, that's not saying a whole lot, buddy. Bar is pretty low. So we have our first Facebook user says, can't wait to hear opinions on Joji.
Oh, I wonder who that is.
I can't even imagine. I don't think it would be Sistine. Maybe. But I'm not going to go find out. I'm just going to act like it's some mysterious person who loves Joji or Filthy Frank. So there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, earlier tonight, so I guess on Thursday and Friday I had a retreat at work, and it was a big team building thing. It was a lot of fun, but at the end they gave us gift cards. It's very exciting. So I went and used my gift card today, and this is what I bought. Nope, over here.
Nope, that way. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a double disc bait. Look at this thing. It's really cool.
All right.
And inside of it we got this cool pad for the turntable.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, pretty snazzy. So I was really excited about that. I walked in. I was planning on searching through, and it was right there, and I just picked it up and walked out. I was at Target for I think all of 2 minutes.
I was going to ask where the card was from, but you just answered that. So
yes, indeed. So that was awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
You had anything exciting happen over this weekend?
I mean, same thing you did. We went to Kokomo Con yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
Both tried to sell some books. You did all right. I did horrible.
the books that I posted on Facebook, like the high dollar books,
Yeah.
not one of those sold.
Yeah.
I think, well, I did sell Stars and Stripes Zero, which was her first appearance. And that was like the only high dollar book I sold. So
eBay it is.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
eBay fees are brutal.
Yeah.
Before we get going tonight, special thanks to our sponsor, the Kokomo Lantern, a journalistic endeavor focused upon the simple principles of illuminating the good and eliminating the shadows in our local community. Head over to kokomolantern.substack.com, subscribe, and get all that tasty information and content. It's a great service provided by Mr. Muncy over there. You ready to get busy?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, we are. Our old friends from Greece, Project Renegade, they just released their second single, which now appears to be the first steps in an album.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine we're going to get some updates on that. We'll have them back on the show when that comes out.
We have actually in the notes for the video we're getting ready to talk about, it says it's from an upcoming album called Ultra Terra.
Ultra Terra. Yeah, Odie said in a Facebook comment today that he was going to have some stuff for us soon. So,
yeah,
Ultra Terra. So, well, the new song is called Blood Witch, and we'll put the link to that in the show notes when we're done. And I may even post it on here later. It's a really cool video and a pretty cool song. Jeremy, what'd you think of it?
I think Project Renegade just keeps getting better and better. From the first time we heard them, going back and listening to their early stuff and listening up to this song up to now, I really think they've improved quite a bit. And I mean, they weren't bad to begin with, but they just keep getting better and better. I don't know if that's just, the musicianship, I could talk, improving, as time goes on, or, they're kind of finally finding their groove as a group, or they, have more passion about what they're writing about now. I don't know what it is, or if it's any or all of those things. I don't know, but they are definitely getting better and better.
Yeah, I think maybe it's a confidence thing.
Maybe.
Their last record was, when you talk about just easy to listen to, every
Mhm.
song just had a great groove. Choruses were catchy, they were strong. I feel like this is probably their most innovative song. We have lots of tempo changes.
Mhm.
At the beginning, there's a sound, and I don't even know how they created the sound, but it really reminded me of Slipknot's Tattered and Torn.
Okay.
You should listen to this. Just the first 30 seconds of that. It really reminded me of that. Similar vein, not like it was copied or it's
Yeah.
identical. It's a little bit different, but it really reminds me of that. And from there, yeah, I feel like this song is really interesting, and that it doesn't seem to follow the typical verse, chorus,
Mhm.
breakdown,
Yeah.
you know, verse, chorus. So it
Yeah.
it seems to do some different things, and I think that maybe is just a testament to their confidence and their ability to play and get better.
Yeah, really enjoyed the fact that they're mixing it up. Like I really dig the electronic elements they've put into this, but they didn't overuse them.
Hmm.
Um, the guitars are super heavy and crunchy, sound great. Mariana, her vocals sound amazing. She's fantastic on this song. There is a breakdown, sort of. I don't know if you could call it a breakdown. The breakdown usually infers like a little bit of a slowing down of the
Hmm.
tempo, but about the 325 mark, they start playing this monster riff, and it's so good. And
Is that the point you get those blast beats from Odie?
I think so. It's just music. There's like when the
Yeah.
vocals drop out and they just have like a string of like a minute or so of just music, and then really really strong ending.
Yeah.
Great song. Great song.
Yeah. I'd like to talk to her about the meaning behind the
Mhm.
lyrics. I think they sound really cool when you
Yeah.
read them, but I really don't know what the inspiration was.
Yeah.
Um,
It
but
sounds a little personal, like I don't know if I don't know if cyberbullying is the right word, but she touches on something in there. It was like, it almost feels like she is coming from the perspective like you can't do anything as a female in heavy music without being called a whore or
mhm.
something like that. But yeah, I don't. I would love to talk to them again sometime.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
I
it goes after pretty hard. She says, "Cold, untamed creation born in sin,
yeah
vessel of perdition." So that's pretty heavy. So I'm not sure,
yeah
but can't wait to talk to her about it.
I don't know. I mean, it almost the lyrics as a whole almost sound like this is like people hear the heavy music and just automatically judge them
Hmm.
or her or both. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
She definitely has that persona on stage and in the videos that she doesn't have in person, which is awesome. It's like she's kind of a character,
Yeah.
which maybe that's what she's
Yes.
referring to too. I don't know.
Yeah. Very cool and collected, when we spoke to her and stuff, and kind of, almost maybe a little shy,
Mm.
but yeah, her seeing in the videos and live footage that we've seen, it's yeah, she lets loose on stage.
Yeah, and she has a fantastic voice, so she can
Yeah.
really carry it. So powerful song. I don't know that we want to rate these on a scale tonight. I think when we get the album, we'll do that as a
Um,
whole.
did you want to talk about like the videos themselves at all, or
I don't. Well, we can talk about the ones that have been out. Yeah, that I've seen anyway.
okay?
Yeah, this one's interesting. She has a couple of different outfits or whatever on throughout this one. Some
Yeah,
different
this
lighting.
is they always Project Renegade always brings interesting lighting to their videos, especially these ones that they do on a soundstage somewhere.
Hmm.
Um, they always have really interesting lighting situations. The like the mirror clothes. Odie's is a mask, so I
Yeah.
imagine that's fine. But her outfit looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, was his mask lit up, or was it just reflecting?
No, there's this part, the face covering part was mirrored, and then the respirator parts at one point they did light up.
Okay, I couldn't tell if it was like reflecting the light, and that's what did it.
No,
and
they
if you haven't checked out his drum kit for comic book people, it is super cool. You need to get a picture of that. That's really awesome with the
Batman
Superman,
stuff.
Batman stuff on it. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I wanted. You touched on the face mask, the glowing face mask and stuff. I think a lot of times with a performance video like this, you kind of have to do things to make it look interesting. And I think the combination of the lighting and like the editing and stuff like that, they did a good job.
Yeah, the cuts and and then when she would sing differently, costume change, like almost like she was playing a couple different parts there.
Yeah,
it was really well done. Great production value.
Yep,
and a great song all the way around. And I cannot wait for the. What did you say the record's name was again?
It is Ultra Terra, like the Earth, like Terra.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, we will definitely be reviewing that when it comes out. If you guys haven't got a chance, you can check out this song. You can check out The Fix Is In, which came out a few months ago. That was their other single. And then their last album was phenomenal. It was from beginning to end. It was great. So they're on Apple Music, Spotify, all those. So you can check them out. All right. We're going to let you take over for this one because you just saw this band last week.
I did. So when my wife Lacey and I kind of, not when we first met, but when we first kind of started hanging out, like we thought there might be an interest there. She was wearing a Flogging Molly shirt, and I was like, oh my God, I love Flogging Molly too. And so we kind of connected over that. And then that was actually the first concert that we went to together before we were married. We saw Flogging Molly and Frank Turner. And so Flogging Molly announced their summer tour this year, and their very first show was in Indianapolis on our anniversary. So we're like, I mean, kind of have to go to that.
You can't not go.
Yeah, so we did. It was Flogging Molly and the Interrupters and Tiger Army, who we also really like. And the opening band was like a reggae dub band from England called The Skints. Everyone was fantastic. It was a great show. Flogging Molly. I wish Flogging Molly would have played longer. I felt like they had a short set, but when they left the stage, it was like 11 o'clock. So curfew, but it was a fantastic show. We had a great time. But their new video is a live video. It's a performance video. It's for a song called The Crappie Boy 98. So I don't know if the 98 refers to maybe 1898 or something. I would assume so, but I don't know for sure. Mm-hmm. But I sure didn't know what the hell a crappie boy was.
I do not.
So I looked it up. And there is an old Irish folk song called The Crappie Boy. That is not what this is. They wrote just a song about a crappie boy. Nope, I'm sorry. 98 is 1798. Mm. So it's even older than that. There was an uprising in 1798, and of the crappie boys. A crappie refers to the hair of the guys because it was real short cropped, so they called them crappie boys. Oh. There's a whole story behind the old song, but that doesn't have anything to do with this. But there was some kind of uprising in Ireland, and the people that were rising up were called crappie boys because of their short cropped hair. So, and then So this song tells the story of a crappie boy. It's basically a song about love and betrayal. This crappie boy falls in love with this woman, and she promises, to take care of him and be his woman and all of that. And then he goes sometime after and gets to her house, and there's a note on the door basically that says she's found love in the arms of a fancy man. And so yeah, it's pretty good. I just, it's got that classic Irish sound that Flogging Molly does so well, and it's pretty cool to see him play it live. And you see it in the video. Dave King, the vocalist, he plays I don't know exactly how to say it, but the bodhran drum. That's a traditional Irish drum with the little ham, two-ended hammer thing. So that was pretty cool. And he does it in the video, but you can't really hear it. You can actually hear it on the studio track. When they were performing, he walked up to the front of the stage and he actually pulled one of his pant legs up so you could see his sock and his boot and stuff. And he did like a stomp, clap, stomp, clap, stomp. And you can see it in the video, but you can't really hear it. But you actually hear it on the studio version. So it was fun. Yeah. It's a great song.
Yeah, it is good. I listened to the studio version first before I went and watched the video. And the live video is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, the production on there is great. I mean, sometimes if they don't get it just right, the singer gets all drowned out by the music, or they're just kind of off. But this one is done really well, and it sounds fantastic. And I am totally a sucker for an Irish fiddle. And then this has predominantly, like right in the front, is an accordion. And I'm not an accordion fan, but that worked seamlessly with the fiddle.
Yep.
And really sounds good and strong. And his accent sounds really cool.
Yep.
I mean, who doesn't want to hear Celtic punk? I mean, that's good fun, right?
Flogging Molly's like the whole package. If you like Irish music, they were like, I mean, that band is from LA, and I want to say, I know Dave King is from Ireland. I don't remember exactly where he's from, but he was an LA transplant, and he started Flogging Molly in LA. So I believe most of the guys are American. I don't know. The fiddle player is his wife, Bridget Regan. I don't know where she's from, but yeah, there's an authentic Irishman in the band at least.
So where'd they get the name?
I don't know, actually. I've never looked into that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, but Bridget Regan, she plays fiddle, she plays tin whistle. You got the guy on the accordion. They have another guy who kind of alternates between banjo and mandolin. So, I mean, they got it all covered.
Yeah, he had banjo in this song, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their album, this is on an upcoming album. There's 2 songs released so far. That comes out on June 24th.
Yep.
So who knows if we might take a stab at it here on the show. We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll look and see what we've got going. But based on this song, I would be happy to do it because this was a really a good, fun song. I didn't have the lyrics, so I could place words here and there, but I couldn't put it all together. So it'll be interesting once the lyrics come out.
I've been listening to them long enough that I kind of got Dave's voice figured out. So, and this one was not. They have a few songs that are like super fast, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to read along. This one I listened to it several times. Just put my headphones in and kind of close my eyes and listen. So, but I figured it out.
Fantastic. So 2 thumbs up on
Very
Flogging Molly.
So. Absolutely.
All right. The next song we're going to talk about tonight, we don't even know the name of. No lie.
Yeah.
We don't. And I'm trying to think how I think this happened on Facebook. I'm on a lot of music Facebook groups, and the person came in after me and said, hey, check out our video. And so I checked out the video, and it is a very cool video, and it's all Legos.
Yeah.
And it's like a stop animation kind of thing. But it's really cool. It's quirky. It's fun. And I would say that listening to a couple of their songs, they're kind of a pop punk band.
Exactly what I said. Yep.
Yep, they're from the Ukraine, and so when he asked me and he was from the Ukraine, I'm like, we're definitely covering this because he's from the Ukraine. Those people
Yeah.
over there need a boost. They need some help over there. So they are called the Stas Lenin Band, and I don't have the name of the song, so I can't direct you to the song title. But if you type into YouTube Stanislav Yasko, it'll go right there. It's the first one on there. You can't miss it. Two guys, two Lego dudes on motorcycles pull
Yeah.
up. That's how you know you got the right video. And it's a fun little song. What did you think of it, Jeremy?
Same thing. Like as soon as it started playing, I'm like, it's kind of a pop punk vibe. I did not love the dude's voice at first, but the more I listened to it, the more it grew on me, and I'm like, it totally works with this sound. So I pop punk is and punk in general. I mean, there's so much room for so many different kinds of voices, and this one, yeah, he really grew on me, the vocalist. So the song's fun and the video is great. I mean, it kind of feels like a bit of like if it was like a live action video, it almost feels like it would be kind of a day in the life. Like it follows the band members as they go through their day or whatever, and then they all come together, and there's a performance at the end, which we see with the Lego figures and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. It's really cool. I wish I knew more about the band, but all of their stuff is in Russian, like even the names and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know, whatever.
He said they're working on translating into English.
Yeah.
So that would be nice for people who want to check them out. And I'm with you. Like when the song first started and his voice started, I was like, gosh, I don't know. But then when the chorus hit, that's when it clicked for me.
Yeah.
And so you're right. They kind of come up at the beginning on their motorcycles, and it's like a Lego bar scene.
Yeah.
And everybody's drinking, the glasses go down the bar, and then there's a soccer game.
Yeah.
There's a concert. They're riding like in the countryside or something. It's a strange little video, and one of the
don't forget the hot dog vendor.
Yes, he does a whole. He opens up his cart, pulls out a hot dog, puts it in the bun. Yeah, it was very clever. But one of the Lego guys has a mohawk, so you can tell he's punk, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So I just for the fact of if you enjoy cool videos and people who are creative, check this out. Stanislav Yasko. It's on the screen right now. If not, I'll put it in show notes for anybody listening on a podcast.
Yeah.
And you want to go look at this. It's fun, and it's nice to support people like that.
Before we're completely off this topic, we're talking about this band from Ukraine, and one of the biggest band that I know of from Ukraine is Ginger.
Oh yeah.
And they have been very, very vocal since all of this started between Ukraine and Russia. And they have actually just put out a new video as well. I believe, what's it called?
You posted it today, I think.
Yes, it's called Call Me a Symbol. It's a great song. I don't, if you're a fan of Ginger, it's, you'll love it. But at the beginning of the video, they post like a message about, this at like the day they posted the video, they're in like the 105th day of Russian occupation or something like that. And I don't, it's the calls on people to stand up, fight, protest, make as much noise as you can to, get on the no war bandwagon. So pretty cool, pretty touching. And they have also, Ginger has also just been approved by, I don't know what it's called, but like Ukraine has some kind of like council for the arts or something like, it's not called that, but something like that has approved for them to leave the country and tour in Europe as goodwill ambassadors for Ukraine and stuff. So a lot of cool stuff going on with Ginger. While we're talking about Ukraine, go check them out if you can.
Yeah, very cool. I wish we had known that prior to doing this. We could have thrown that on the show tonight.
Yeah, I know. I it's fine, but I just wanted to touch on it while we're talking about that.
Cool. All right. Well, that was the Stas Lenin Band. So good stuff. Next up is dun-dun-dun, Fire from the Gods, SOS.
Yeah. Love these guys.
Yeah. It was a really good song.
It is.
And it's heavy. It's really hard. I would say it's a bit radio friendly in some ways. Politically driven. Angry. But it's really cool. The lead singer, AJ Channel, right? Channer. Oh, you know what I did when I wrote it down? It autocorrected. So anyway, it was really cool because he's got this really big voice, but at one point he has like a reggae kind of rap vibe going on in the beginning, which was a nice touch.
Yeah, when he comes in, and it's kind of on the verses. He has a little bit of a reggae cadence, and then he kind of, when he goes into the chorus and pre-chorus and stuff like that, it's just more of a straight up singing.
Yeah, it's I thought the message. I mean, sometimes, if your thing is being political, go for it. And it definitely was. And I like the line when he said, "My dream died on 9/11.
Yep.
My dream is under duress."
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I like the line after that where he says something about red hats and blue shirts. And I was like, all right.
Yeah. He's calling everybody out.
Yep.
So.
And I'm fine with it.
No, it was good. It was he's SOS. I mean, calling for help. We need help right now. Our country is struggling big time, and the song is about that. And it hits all the right places, I think.
Yeah. I mean, you've hit on a lot of, my notes that I wanted to mention. Fire from the Gods, I've been digging them for a few years now. They're definitely a band with something to say. They do not, they're not shy about expressing their opinions and feelings. And, I'm a old fan of Rage Against the Machine, so I got no problem with that. So AJ Channer, his voice is absolutely fantastic. I think he can do it all, really. I mean, he's got the reggae cadence. There are songs where he does a little bit of hip hop cadence, and he's a great singer. The choruses on this sound fantastic. I like the little trick they did where the first chorus, the delivery on some of the lines it changed later, because there was like a couple of lines where as he's singing, the notes kind of dip in and out, like go up and down, and then when he sings the chorus later, it's completely different. He doesn't do that. It's more of a straight delivery. So it was like, oh, well, that's interesting. Like if you're paying attention, you'll catch it.
Yeah, he's just a really good singer. A lot of times I think you think of heavy metal, people just think people are screaming, No, this is not. This is singing, but bold. It's really strong. He's got a strong voice and a dynamic voice. So I dug this song a lot.
And this is another video where it's basically a performance video, but they have, cool lighting, a lot of edits. It's also a lyric video. So you got the lyrics and they pop up in kind of different places. So that keeps it interesting. So graphics and lighting and editing, make a boring performance video interesting.
Yeah. But I was happy to have the lyrics while I was listening. It made much more of an impact.
Yep.
So, yep. Great message. Great song. Fire from the Gods, SOS.
Yep.
Man, we are hitting on all cylinders tonight with the thumbs up. We'll see if that continues on the next two.
Why are you looking at me?
We're not doing that one yet, Mr. Mundy. God, some kids, I tell you. Anywho, so the next song is Dermot Kennedy. Mm-hmm. We haven't done Dermot for a while, and this song actually came out probably a month ago, maybe?
Something like that. That's why I asked if it was the right song earlier when we were texting, because I'm like, this has been out for like a couple weeks.
Yeah, it was. We had been planning to do it with Teabags on the show because he loves Dermot.
Yes.
We bought his performance where they did it in a castle. It
Mhm.
was one of those deals during COVID where you could pay and kind of watch a live performance,
Yep.
and it was phenomenal. It was really good, and I became more of a fan. He's interesting. His voice is interesting. He's Irish,
Mhm.
and he definitely has the accent, and
Yep.
it comes out in his singing.
Yep.
And so I was curious about this because I really did become quite a fan. And this one, Something to Someone, is a very much a pop song in my mind.
Yes, it
So
is.
what did you think of it, Monday?
That as I was listening to, I'm like, oh, this is very poppy, especially when the chorus hit. I was like, oh, this is pop all the way. I'm not a huge fan of Dermot Kennedy. I like this song. I enjoyed it quite a bit, actually. The lyrics are really solid. It's about love and loss, which is, that's an evergreen topic. The vocal melody in like the first verse immediately got my attention. Just the way he delivered a couple of lines, I was like, oh, that's kind of different.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's kind of, I wrote a note that I don't remember what it means. Yeah,
Good to know. Maybe I can figure it out.
I wrote light on verses, heavy on pre-chorus and choruses. I don't remember what that.
Okay, so I have a note that may be similar. So what I wrote too, the same thing you did, odd pacing in his lyrics, his delivery. And I think in a lot of his songs, he has this odd pacing.
Yeah.
But all of his songs are written in very short lines.
Yes.
Once upon a time, you were by my side. Wish I could have known.
Yeah.
I should hold on tight.
Yep.
Every single word. You know what I mean? It's like they're all, and then it gets to the chorus and it kind of explodes and gets bigger. I don't know if that's what you were thinking, but that was
Probably
definitely a note
something
that I
like
had
that.
written as well.
Probably something like that, yeah.
But I think that's unique. It makes him different than a lot of
Mhm.
people. And I don't know. I like the song quite a bit. I think I like it when he's a little less poppy, but it definitely is a catchy song. There's no
Yeah.
doubting that.
See, I don't go super deep on his stuff, so I don't have that, holding that against this song. So
Mhm.
I really enjoyed this song. So the
Cool.
more I listened to it, the more I liked it. And it's just like, even though the lyrics are kind of a downer, like the song itself kind of feels good.
Peppy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
as he's saying, I wish I could have known that forever was a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, go get it, Dermot.
Yeah. I mean,
Pick up the pace.
so, which I mean, we come across that quite a
Mhm.
bit. We've just talked about that on covering somebody else, so it happens. What'd you think of the video?
I didn't watch the video.
Really?
I
You
listened to
should.
this a bunch, but
Yeah.
I listened with headphones on. I was doing stuff, and so I haven't watched the video yet.
You should go and watch the video. So in this one, he kind of has really short cropped hair, but it's dyed blonde, like almost like an Eminem look.
Really?
And there are several parts where it focuses in on the back of his head, and it
Mhm.
does like a Rorschach, like a changing ink blot thing on his head. Kind of a cool effect. They don't
Interesting.
overdo it. And they do pretty much everything else is just kind of a really cool series of images intercut with him, but everything is like split screen and mirrored. So it's the same on, it's like mirror image on each side. So, but it's a lot of him singing and, doing different poses. There's like some kind of bird of prey they keep showing, and it's pretty neat.
Cool. I was just looking to see if this was going to be part of an album.
Hmm.
Because he just released this. It was April 26th, so we are actually pretty late to the party. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing listed as far as a definite date, but
Yeah.
I imagine when it comes out, Teabags will want to do this one on the show, so we'll probably tackle the record when it comes out at some
Sure.
point.
Yep.
All right, man, is that 4 for 4 or 5 for 5? That's 6 for 6. No, 5 for 5. All right. Now, the true test. The true test for Mr.
I don't know why everybody keeps looking at me when you say that.
Monday. I'm looking at you for my daughter. I think you were the lone holdout on the last record, actually.
Yeah, I didn't love it. So I wasn't thrilled about this one, especially when your lovely daughter texted me and she was like, I'm so excited you're going to talk about Joji. And I'm like, we'll see.
I can't help it. I like Joji. He's interesting. I feel like he's really come a long way, from the days of Filthy Frank and all that dumb stuff he used to do. And I think he does have a pretty good voice when he chooses to sing. And
I think this is definitely not that. It seems more grown up and, it's not silly. So there's that.
Well, there is that. And I think his voice is stronger on this one than it has been in the past. The musicality, he usually has a pretty good hook in his songs. This one has a beautiful piano. And there's actually, if you go on YouTube, the first day it was out, there was another video that was just simply the piano. Everything else was stripped out. And it was just the piano part of it. And it was really good. It's really good. Now, the video, I don't know. That really took me out of the song.
Yeah, I honestly, I didn't watch the video. I watched the lyric video. So I have not seen the regular video.
Yeah, it's insane. It's like chaos. Cars are blowing up, and it looks like this chaotic apartment with these people in it, and all this stuff is going on. And then in the background, you've got this beautiful song with this piano, and he's now got this new love. But when he looks in her eyes, he sees a glimpse of us, which was his former love. And it's all written very, very creatively. And I think as a songwriter, he's gotten better. But this video is out to lunch, and then every once in a while you see like a text or something that brings you back to the meaning of the song. But the video it's distracting for me.
I gotta say that's probably the point, just that juxtaposition of this beautiful, kind of haunting song and just craziness behind it, like that probably has to be on purpose. There's got to be a point to that for him.
I'm sure there is. I guess it just, like, for me, it was just so distracting because I'm trying to figure out what's going on in the video and I'm losing the message of the song. It's a very violent video and the song is beautiful. So I don't know. He always does something that makes people talk with his videos. He has a good way of provoking people, I think. That's what artists are supposed to do, right?
Art should make you think.
All right, Mundy. Out of 5 for Sistine, how would you rate this song? Let's see if she ever talks to you again.
Probably 3. Honestly, 3 out of 5. Like, Joji's just not my thing. But I did not hate this song. First time I listened through it, I definitely was not in the mood for it. I turned it off, actually, because I'm like, I gotta listen to this later. But I did. So, and I did come around a little bit, Sistine. So there you go. Yeah, I didn't hate it, but just Joji's not someone I'm gonna come back to all the time.
All right. Beautiful and haunting. A need come around. There you go. You made Sistine's night. All right. Well, I liked it, and I'm hoping that there's going to be a solid album behind it. The last one was pretty good. Actually, the last 2 records were pretty good, so I'd be curious to see what he does. Yeah, I won't make you do it on the show, though. We can only Joji you so much. Anyway. All right. That was the roundup. That was the last new song that we were going to talk about tonight. So
yeah, there's several more we could have gone with. I know Lamb of God has a brand new video out.
I didn't say anything about that because I figured we'd do the album.
Sure, but I mean, like I said, there's several ways we could have gone here. Like Lamb of God has a new one. Plush has a new video. I love them. all-girl group, and they're amazing. Several more, I'm sure.
It feels like we finally really musically have gotten through COVID. Now all the stuff's starting to come out, all the concerts are hitting, so it feels good to be back in the swing of the monthly releases. So
hopefully everybody's smart and everybody can stay healthy so it doesn't get shut down again.
Oh, I hear you. I'm just going to give a quick brief announcement musically before we move on to Sandman. And friends of the show, Deva Quartet from Toronto, Canada. They did the 2112 stringed version that came out a few years ago.
Yep.
They have a new record coming out called Prometheus. And they're like story songs. They've got singing, beautiful instruments. And then they've got a couple of other songs, including Lateralis from Tool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
It is going to be so cool and exciting. And we're going to premiere the entire album on the show. We're going to have the band on, the producer, and we're going to listen to a song, chat about it, listen to a song. We're going to do the whole thing before it comes out on July 1st. So
Awesome.
we are super, super stoked about that. So hopefully you guys can join us as we premiere that. All right.
There's some exciting stuff coming down the pike for us. We got that, and just today we had, woke up to Odie and Mariana from Project Renegade. Like, we sent them a couple of shirts, and they made a big post wearing our merch and stuff. So that's awesome. And we've seen Kevin Rader, from the drummer from Jack the Radio. He's posted pictures of them playing live. He's sitting behind the drum kit wearing our shirt. So it's pretty cool. We met some great people, and the mutual respect is heartwarming.
Yeah, and drop me a line on Facebook or Twitter if you're interested in a shirt. I'm sure I can get one out to you. So just let me know. All right, Mundy, you ready to comics it up?
I am. I had to go back to the monster here because I do not have this trade. This is the one trade that I don't have. I have the singles, but I don't have the trade. So I had to break out the big guy again.
The Dollhouse.
Yep.
So I think this issue is included in the Dollhouse, right? Even though
it is in the Dollhouse trade. It's a standalone story again, like number 8 was, but
it's like a prelude.
It is in the Dollhouse trade.
Yeah, this was an interesting story, and I love. It reminded me a little bit of what they do in Hellboy or BPRD. We take legend and lore and bring that into a story. In continuity or whatever.
Yep. And
Neil Gaiman is a master of mythology and folklore and all of that. And so he takes this cool African story and sort of bends it a little bit and makes it fit right into the Sandman dream mythos. Very cool.
This is awesome because, in issue 4, when he goes to hell, right when he gets there, he sees, his old lover, Nada, in the cage, and I haven't forgiven you yet.
Yes.
And so here we get the story of Nada and how she ended up there.
Yeah, it is very cool. And it's not like it's just a nod to what came before. It is a full, fleshed out, cool story that takes place in the timeline, which is really neat.
Yeah, I love how they frame it. It's, the African, it's a rite of passage for the males in this tribe where, man, I don't know. It's hard to tell from the art how old the young one is. It doesn't say ever, but I mean,
I'd say mid to late teens.
Yeah, I say he looks like a strong, almost man, if not man. So, but they talk about him like that's when they do a circumcision, which yikes.
Ouch.
Yeah. So, and then they go out into the desert with an elder, and in this case, it's his grandfather, I believe. And this is part of their becoming a man, is they tell the story, and that you're only told this story once in your life. And then, later in your life, you will have to take a young person, a young man, out into the desert and tell him this story. And it's gone for generations and generations. So that was a cool way to frame it. Cool way to get where we needed to go.
Yeah, it was cool. And then again, in this one, when Dream appears, he has the appearance of how the person would see him.
Yes,
So because
that
he looks
culture.
different
And
to
yes,
everyone, which is
right.
really a neat concept that runs
Yeah.
throughout the book. I like that a lot.
Yeah, he appeared as an African male with dreadlocks, and they said he was, his clothing was, he was draped in black clothing or something like that, and it was pretty cool. And Nada is this queen of this city that no longer exists, and she didn't have a man, and she just happened to look down from her terrace once, and there he is. Dream is standing there, and she instantly falls for him, and then tries to figure out who he is.
And cannot. And then has to find the help. And I love it. Then they bring in the animals too, because in the
Yes.
culture we have
Yeah.
that. And she, the birds look everywhere. And it's finally a weaver bird that identifies who this person is. And then that's why the weaver bird can't be hunted and must be protected.
Yeah.
From there on.
I liked how they the weaver bird as well, like it appeared as white, and then basically the weaver bird tells her that there's a tree that grows on the mountain of the sun, and there are berries of flame on that tree, and the weaver bird offers to bring her back a berry so she can eat it and go to the dream realm or something like that. And when he brings that burning berry back, then he's brown, which is why weaver birds are brown now. So it's so cool. Like those little details are just so great.
Yeah, that's how myths work, and that's what I love. How things came to be, and so
Yeah.
he intertwines that with his story of Dream and his lost love, or his near love, so to speak.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting that she's strong. I mean, she holds her own and refuses over and over and over to become his lover and be eternal, and give up her mortality.
Before we get there, though, we've got a little cameo from Cain and Abel here.
Yeah. I wish I'd have I left my book upstairs.
Yeah, we got a little cameo from them, and then she gets to the gate of the dream realm, which is, I think, might be the first time we see the three guardians. That
I think
don't remember their names off the top of my head, but it's the three guardians that guard the entrance to the dream realm. And then, she approaches the king of the dream realm, and he takes his helmet off, and it's the guy she's looking for. And, but yes, as you said, she refuses his advances because she realizes like mortals should not love the endless, members of the endless. They can't be together, but he wants to. And she refuses him several times, and he threatens her, if you refuse me this last time. Well, before we get to that, though, I really, really liked how she changed into a gazelle, and he hunts down the gazelle, but then she changes back to human and keeps running away from him. And the thing with I mean, there's not a delicate way to put it.
No, there's not. Just use the word maidenhead.
I mean, I was going to say they made it he writing it made it as delicate as you can, I guess, by saying she basically used a sharp rock and took her maidenhead so that she would not be a virgin and he would not want her. But then he doesn't care about that, because who cares about the physical body?
That's right.
You're a member of the endless. So that was interesting.
Yeah, that was odd, but it was very much in tune with the circumcision and the brutality of back then. Yeah. So it definitely fit in there, I thought.
Yes. And then she refuses all of his advances, and I mean, throws herself from a cliff and kills herself. And, it comes down to, basically, he threatens her and said, if you refuse me this last time, you'll be, I don't remember what they call it. Says they would condemn her to eternal suffering.
Yeah. I
like that they called her grandmother death.
Yep.
I wish they would have shown her. That would have been cool, but they did not.
And it's nice because we know from before where she is. We know what that means, really. since we've seen her in the previous episode or issue.
Yeah. But then I'm just looking. I can't find what they call. I think it might just be the realm of grandmother death or something. I don't know. Yes, it is. It's the realm of grandmother death. So, but
it's interesting. As I'm reading this, knowing that in August the show comes out, I'm just thinking, will they include this, or will this be something that was pulled out because it doesn't work in the scheme of the show?
Yeah, it's just a one-off story. Like, I don't know if they would.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe when he goes to hell and seeing her there is enough for the show. But I just think to myself, how would they do that in the show? That could be really cool if they could take the time. And since it's going to be episodic, they could.
Yeah.
And if it does well, it could be endless as far as how many episodes they make. So
we shall see.
I know. I want everything in there, though.
I'm worried. I'm a little worried that the show is going to be too expensive. Like, Netflix is not like they don't release a ton of their numbers, so it's hard for the public to know what their metric of a successful show is, and how they decide how to keep going with one.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know what's the episode or the show that they produced that had the highest payroll.
I don't know.
I mean, like Game of Thrones was insane.
It's
and I'm sure that Netflix isn't going to put that kind of money forward.
Yeah, but I have heard this Sandman is expensive.
Well, I mean, just like his castle, but a lot of it you could do CGI, so they could save a lot there, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm excited to see where it goes. We're getting far enough in, and by the time August hits, we should be 14 or 15 issues in. So
yeah,
we ought to be able to handle a full season, I think. I don't know. I like this issue a lot. I think it was pretty cool.
I did too. It's it's a nice I don't know, I guess buffer between longer storylines, and it's a kind of a callback to show us how we got to where we've been and all that. That's always fun.
Well, and it gives you another insight into his relations with mortal people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of this will deal with him dealing with mortals, and so far he's punished some, he's been forgiven. And this one, he was jilted and did not forgive.
Right.
It's just interesting. So I kind of like it whenever he deals with mortal people. How he responds.
I agree.
All right. Well, hopefully JPP will be back next week for issue number 10.
Yeah, we'll get into the dollhouse.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, honestly, what we're doing next week. And it could even be that next Sunday is the premiere. And as soon as we know anything about that, we'll start getting that out there so everybody can know exactly when we're doing it and how to watch and participate.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, Metalhead. If anybody wants to find you, where can they do it?
Best place is right there on Instagram at Metalhead Mundy.
Are you posting anything these days?
Well, I was actually fairly busy on on social media today because I was reposting all the Project Renegade stuff on Facebook and Instagram. I posted like that Ginger video and a couple other things, I think, maybe.
Cool.
But
love it.
Not on there every day, but
yeah, we have lives, don't we? Now, if you people would just go to start paying us, sending money in Patreon, so we could just quit our jobs, then we could do this full time. We would post all the time, wouldn't we?
There you go.
We agree. We would do that, please. But until then, you can find me at Foggy's Pal on Instagram and Twitter, and you can find Wanderings and Wool Gathering on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, SoundCloud, and you can find album, movie, TV, and comics reviews at wanderingsandwoolgathering.com. See you next week with something we're not sure yet, but it will be our 117th episode. That we know for sure. Until then, bye now.